Basketball champ medal. 4-year second-team All-Star Kevin Dennis at 14 points per game leads the Bruins' balanced scoring attack with 4 players in double digits. But they have their hands full. Ranked number 6 in the country, the Humber Hawks are paced by veteran All-Star guard Shane Denny and a high-flying bench. Humber finished the regular season at 13-2 and looked to capture an unprecedented 10th OCAA championship. The Sheridan Bruins and the Humber Hawks in a classic rivalry personified. It's the OCAA Men's Basketball Championship game here on Rogers Television.
Cutting up to 3. Good. See 4 points. Pick in a tie game. 2020. On the left side, Little's going.
Hello, hardcore hoopsters. Welcome to Centennial College on the Progress campus, home of the Elite 8 for our OCAA gold medal game featuring the top-ranked Sheridan Bruins and the Humber Hawks. Lance went alongside the usual cast of characters, Dana McKeel and Darren Thomas. Glad to have you with us here on the Rogers Television Network. Now, Bruins head coach Jim Flack has his team hitting full stride at just the right time. After finishing the season with a 13-2 record and the Central Region title, they got out a tough win last night, beating St. Clair 68-65 to advance. Their opponent is a familiar one. The Humber Hawks, well, they'd like nothing better than to take back what they feel is rightfully theirs, and that is a gold medal. So with that said, let's send it over now to Dana and Darren.
Thanks very much, Lance. And Darren, right off the bat, we've had a lot of success over the years watching this classic rivalry between Sheridan and Humber.
Sheridan and Humber, a classic matchup. These two teams match up very well. They both play an up-tempo style of basketball, and the defense is right in your face. Both teams are no strangers to this Ontario championship, though.
Let's take a look at the standings, and certainly we'll start with the East Division standings. Darren, there we are with Algonquin at the top.
Algonquin's up top, then St. Lawrence, Durham, Fleming, Loyalist, La City, and Cambrian.
And we'll take a look at the West Division standings as well. Fanshawe and the Sioux, St. Clair also being a big cog in the wheel, bronze medal team.
That's right.
And let's take a look at the central squad of teams right there.
Humber and Sheridan right on top as we expected.
And Humber Hawks at 13-2. Great matchup between two teams that can take it right to the rack.
Well, that's right. Like we said, both of these teams have been here before. It's a different type of game tonight because Sheridan is going to the national finals no matter what because they host the tournament. But they said that they want to go in as the winner of Ontario. So they're going to be battling for this championship tonight.
Let's take a look at the sudden death games, and there they are, Darren.
There you see Fanshawe 82-20, and the semifinal beat Georgian 95-52.
And also with the Sheridan Bruins.
Sheridan knocked off Niagara 95-63, and in the semifinal beat St. Clair 68-65 in a close one.
Awfully close at that, as it sets up a great classic rivalry between these two squads. Let's take a look at the starting lineups first for the Sheridan Bruins. And there they are right there. Moore, Smith, Woodard, Titer, and Dennis. Special note for you and I both that Demetrius Woodard being nephew of Pinball Clemens, head coach of the Toronto Argonauts. Let's take a look at the Humber Hawks. We are waiting for the Hawks. There they are right there. Darren? Hemmings, Denny, Gooding, Wise, and Arroyo. And Shane Denny, as you know, he's hit all strides. Tip-off coming up next. And welcome back to Centennial College. And Darren, we've got quite a matchup as we get into announcing who the officials are. They're always important.
That's
and
right.
We've got 3 of the best. We only operate with the best here on Rogers Television, that being Phil Law, Mike Falloon, and Mike Hardy. Again, 3 of the best officials we run for this OCAA gold medal match.
Well, that's right. They needed top-flight referees here for this contest tonight because this basketball action will be high-flying with these two teams.
As they get set to introduce those starting lineups, and again, we'll put those out for you. For Sheridan College, it'll be Moore, Smith, Woodard, along with Johnson, Titer, and Kevin Dennis. And special note with Kevin Dennis, veteran player at that.
That's right. He's their 4-year player, so look for a lot of point production and a lot of veteran experience play from him tonight.
And for the Humber Hawks, Hemmings, along with Denny, Gooding, Wise, and Arroyo. You can't offer a better starting 5 than those 5.
Well, that's right, and Shane Denny is the high flyer and the gunner on that team, so he's the one to watch out for tonight for Humber.
Now, we look at this classic rivalry over the years, and Darren, we've seen it all. Over the past 15 years or so, we've watched this rivalry build up, And Jim Flack, the head coach of the Sheridan Bruins, has now also taken on the role as the athletic director for Sheridan College. Congratulations to him. Ably assisted by Leroy Casanova and Nick Davis. Your thoughts on them?
Well, that's what I was talking to Nicky Davis before the game. And me and him go a long way back, and we were talking about the team this year. And he just mentioned to me that Sheridan does not have to win this game tonight, but they still want to win because they want to go in as champions of Ontario. Both of these teams, you know, they have a rich tradition. I remember a couple of years ago we did an Ontario championship on Rogers, so it's not a new thing here for Humber and Sheridan to face off in this rivalry.
And looking at Humber Hawks with Daryl Glenn, the head coach, and he's assisted by Sean Collins and AJ Sharma. Three names that are very synonymous with grassroots basketball here in Toronto and across Southern Ontario. And with that said, your thoughts on the Humber Hawks?
Well, you know my thoughts on Humber. They always have a good, fast-paced, up-tempo team. Sheridan may have a couple of taller players, but you know the speed always can neutralize that. So we'll see how Humber can neutralize the two taller players that Sheridan has.
So there's your starting five for both squads as we get set for the opening tip-off. Phil Lon will do the honors. Go ahead. And we take a look at the bench for both squads, and you can tell they're nervous. They've got sweat all over their brows, and they haven't even started the game yet.
It's a big matchup, Ontario championship at stake. Both teams are going to fight it out. Only one winner, though.
And taking the tip-off was Sheridan College Bruins, and that's Kevin Dennis, number 42. Key player to watch for in the lineup for the Bruins. This is textbook basketball from outside. That was a three-point attempt jacked up by Demetrius Woodard. Now, Woodard comes from Tampa, Florida, but he's come up to play here in Toronto, played his high school ball in Oakville, and we see a foul right off the bat.
Well, he's a good athlete, and he's not shy to shoot that shot. He's a cagey athlete, and I remember playing some basketball, both of us, with the Argos. As you said before, he is Mike Clemens, Pinball Clemens' nephew, and he played some exhibition games, and he's a very good player, up-and-coming player, good athlete, and it'll be nice to see some exciting action from him tonight.
This is Louis Moore at the line on the foul. Doled out to Shane Denny. That's his first personal foul for the Humber Hawks, the team's first.
Sheridan putting on some full court pressure, but Humber has no problem with it as they're not successful on the shot.
Coming down with the ball was Nigel Johnson Titer. We'll refer to him as Titer as we just can't get into second and third names in a lineup. I'd like to see it on the back of his jersey.
Shot by Dennis off the mark there.
And going to the rack with the left hand, that was Kevin Dennis. The ball did not drop, and Humber's going to push it.
Humber's a fast-breaking team, like to push the ball on every occasion, as you just saw there. Sheridan has to make sure they do a good job of getting back on transition defense.
They're playing a zone defense right now, Darren, as we see Humber working it around the perimeter.
And they're moving the ball very well around the perimeter, getting down to the shot clock, 7 seconds left.
Arroyo with the ball, but we see traveling violation, and much to the dismay of Daryl Glenn, the head coach, they're going to have to reset only defensively this time. You can't squander opportunities. It may come back to haunt you.
Well, the game is just starting out, and both teams may be a little bit tight once they get a little looser. And you see Humber showing some full court pressure as well. Louis Moore doing a good job of bringing the ball up the court, but he slips, almost bobbles it.
They kept his dribble alive as he was able to get up, and he's got the ball back, helped out by Titer on the play. Defensively, he's matched up against Nolan Gooding, a 6-foot guard here out of Toronto.
Moore not shy to launch that three-point bomb. Not successful, though, and here come the Hawks.
And pushing the ball for the Hawks was Shane Denny, the 6'2 OCAA All-Star.
Looking for a lot of production from him tonight. He's their veteran player.
Darren, he averaged 24 points per game last year and leading the OCAA Central Division. That was Arroyo who put that up.
Jose Arroyo, nothing but twine from the three-point line. Knocks down his first three-point shot. Gives Humber a 3-1 lead here early in the contest.
And certainly Denny has been able to work more within the team this year, as he did not lead the OCAA Central Division in scoring this year. The scoring was spread out.
As you see, Woodard's shot is off the mark. Now, he has one of his hands heavily taped. Not his shooting hand, it's his offhand, but we'll see if that causes him any problems with his shot tonight.
We'll have to talk to him later about those tattoos. They're making a statement.
We may have to have an all-tattoo team here tonight.
Yeah. As we see Humber Hawks having to deal with some pressure on the ball. They get it over the timeline. There's Arroyo with the ball.
Good job of Humber to move the ball. The ball moves faster than you can dribble it, and they did a good job of getting it over the timeline quickly that time.
Arroyo with a three. He trains it from baseline.
Arroyo is feeling it from the outside. His second tray. Sheridan has to do a better job defending those three-point shots, or else they're going to be in trouble.
Darren, we'll have to look at the replay on that shot.
There you see the swing in the corner. He sets, pops, and drops from the three-point line, his second of the night.
Here comes Humber. They're pushing it again. Jay Denny with the ball. This is Gooding. Almost had it stripped away from him. Jadway Hemmings in on the play as well. And that's a turnover against Humber, so Sheridan will take control of the ball.
Looks like Hemmings was having some buttered popcorn before the game. He couldn't hold on to that ball, and Sheridan regains the possession.
Talk about popcorn. We always seem to mention food within our broadcast.
That's right. This time it was me, so you might think I'm hungry this time.
Yeah, I was just going to say. I know we're talking about steaks after the game, but here we are with Sheridan in the ball, and they're going to take a steak right off the glass. And that shot popped by Kevin Dennis on the turnaround. He was in the paint on that shot, Darren.
Great job by Kevin Dennis. Had good position inside and used the strength of his body to put it up off the glass for a deuce.
Arroyo with the pass. He's working with Nolan Gooding as they work it around the perimeter. And going up on the play with Jadway Hemmings, but they get it back outside. Here's Arroyo with a three. Arroyo's in the zone.
Good for three. That's his third three-point shot. Sheridan is going to have to switch their defense if they're not going to defend against that zone. There you see the kick out. And Arroyo, he does not hesitate on that three-point shot, and he's feeling it here so far.
Ball was stripped away, but we're going to see a foul called on the play. Darren, that's going to go against Hemmings.
Foul on the Hawks number 4, Jadway Hemmings is first, Steve second.
That will put Titer on the line.
And Titer will shoot his line, shots from the line, as we see Titer on our screen. Well, it's all about style, isn't it?
You know, he looks familiar, and I'm kind of wondering if he's Ray Titer's son. Played high school basketball against a guy named Ray Titer, and I see the resemblance.
Everybody knows Ray Titer from his days when he played with Martin Grove Bears.
That's right.
And was a Metro High School All-Star back in 1987.
I'm willing to bet money that it's his son.
Well, there he is in the lineup starring for the Sheridan Bruins.
Bears a striking resemblance.
These players come out of nowhere, don't they? The fathers don't bother telling us.
I bumped into Ray maybe a month or so ago when we were talking, but he really looks like him.
15:55 left here in the first half of play. Opening minutes, 9-3 in favor of the Humber Hawks.
Humber putting that full court pressure on. Louis Moore bringing it up.
6-foot guard out of Brampton, Darren, and most of the players that are in the Sheridan College lineup are from the Mississauga and Brampton area. Only 2 originate outside of that Peel region. Arroyo had the ball, but it went off of him, and Sheridan will collect the ball.
Unfortunate that Sheridan will re-get that possession there. Humber doing a good job on the defensive boards. Just couldn't hold on to that one. As you take a look at the replay here, ball off the iron. Jadway Hemmings grabs the rebound, could not hold on to it. Arroyo couldn't get his hands on it either. Guy on the sideline wanted the ball.
Now, talking about sidelines, the stands are filled with fans from Sheridan and Humber. Humber on one side, Sheridan on the other. We'll have to get cameras on those people later.
Well, these two teams usually always pack them in, and it's no different tonight.
And here's a break for the Humber Hawks. They're going to push it. Looking to put it up off the glass. That was Shane Denny, the 6'2 guard, and they're going to call time.
Humber doing a good job on the fast break there as you see the replay. Bounce pass over to Shane Denny, and he does what he's known for, putting the ball in the hole. 11-3 lead. Sheridan has to do a much better job defensively if they're going to tie this run that Humber's having right now.
Now, they called timeout. That was Humber who called timeout, specifically the head coach, Darryl Glenn. We talked about semifinal scores, and Darryl, we put up those scores pregame. Sheridan defeated St. Clair 68-65 to advance to this gold medal match. It was Humber 95, Georgian 52, and in the preliminary game, we had Humber defeating Fanshawe. The final score of that game was 82-80, not 82-20, as we had indicated earlier. Want to make that clear because to the fans of Fanshawe and Humber, that's always important. So we certainly want to make sure that we identify all the scores correctly. And also want to comment on the amount of All-Stars. Sheridan College in the Central Region, second team, had 4 All-Stars. Darren, we're looking at Kevin Dennis, Louis Moore, Maurice Smith, and Demetrius Woodard. The 5th All-Star coming from Humber. Jonathan Wise, it says a lot about this Central Division.
Well, that's quite the consensus if I've ever seen one.
Now, talking to the head coach of Georgian Grizzlies, Terry Upshaw, he was saying, hey, look, we played in the East Division. We rattled all over the East Division. We come into the Central Division. Look what we got to deal with. Wow.
You got to like that coming from Terry.
Telling you. And taking it to the ruck. As we said, it's Kevin Dennis.
There you can see the power and strength of Kevin Dennis. When he gets in the paint, he can just have his way when he's ready to go to the hoop.
The fans are excited as we've seen this classic rivalry in this matchup only too many times. Darren, we were at Humber College one year calling the championship. I believe it was back in 202.
Sheridan,
202.
Nice bounce pass back. Ooh, and he couldn't finish that layup.
What a pass by Chris Thompson. That was unbelievable pass. Back, no-look pass, back door.
Here's Dennis once again putting it on the floor.
Pass outside. That was Maurice Smith with the shot. And coming down with the rebound in a big way.
Humber continues to do an excellent job on the defensive boards, getting it out to get that early fast break.
Denny from outside, a 4-year veteran player for the Humber Hawks.
Deep 3 by Denny, no good. Here comes Sheridan on the fast break.
You're going to see a foul called on the play. Denny was there when Mike Cates and Dave DeFaro were running the show for the Humber Hawks as we see the replay.
Get a look at Maurice Smith, his shot off the mark, but he was fouled and he'll step to the charity stripe.
We're going to see substitution for the Bruins. Coming in as Jason Roach, a 6'2" forward out of Brampton. And we're looking at Maurice Smith, the 6-foot guard at the line for the Sheridan Bruins.
Knocks down 1 of 2. Maurice Smith is a 6-foot guard out of Brampton. Makes good on the second.
He's a heartbreaker among the women as well at that campus in Brampton, the new campus where they play, Darren. Well, the women's looking to line up to get autographs from him, I'll tell you.
Oh, really? Well, I wouldn't know about that one. Here you see him taking a charge there.
We do our homework.
Well, you've got all the information, even if it's useless sometimes.
Everything counts to the fans of Sheridan College.
That's right.
And looking at Jason Roach, as he goes down low post, that was to Titer.
Sheridan's going with a bigger lineup now with Roach and Titer in. They're both standing about 6'7", so let's see if that will cut this little lead a little bit for them.
These boys are big. And not just big as in tall, but they're big and thick as well.
Sheridan still electing to be in that zone defense. Let's see if Humber can pick it apart with some crisp passing. The block shot on the player. Here comes Dennis. He decides to pop from the three-point line. Oh my goodness. Nothing but twine from the three-point line. And Dennis is starting to heat up. 11-10 lead now for Humber.
And for the Humber Hawks, Michael Cruikshank out there. Cruikshank, an all-star in one of the previous tournaments they played prior to the season starting.
The Humber being very patient offensively, swinging the ball on the reversal and a foul on the play.
If you want to catch up on all OCAA action following right up to the Canadian College Championships that will happen at Sheridan College in Brampton, log on to www.ocaa.com. You'll find all the information right there, from schedules, scores, standings, records, past champions, the whole 9 yards. Humber looking to work it around the perimeter. There's a scramble for the ball. And they get it outside. This is Cruikshank.
The shot off the mark. Dennis comes down with the rebound. Sean Douglas brings it up the floor for Sheridan. Over to Maurice Smith. He looks inside. Finds Shane Reese for the turnaround. No good. Humber comes up with it, looking to run a fast break every time. Gooding shaking and baking and getting a nice basket there for Humber. Puts them back up by 3, 13-10 here in the early goings.
And here come the Sheridan College Bruins.
Nice ball reversal there by the Bruins. Dennis has it, but he bobbled it off of his foot. Tried to save it.
And the ball goes over the line as Jason Roach not able to save it. Darren and Humber will take over control of the ball.
That's a turnover that'll drive a coach crazy. Here you see Dennis in the corner, puts it on the floor, but bobbles it. Tried to save it. And a backcourt violation resulted.
Kevin Dennis, a 6'3" forward out of the Brampton region.
Humber doing a good job of spreading that offense. They're starting the offense really high and bringing that zone out, and they'll be able to pass and pick it apart. So hopefully Sheridan can stop the onslaught of three-point shots that Humber had in the beginning of the game.
Here come the Bruins. Sean Douglas out there now getting a good opportunity to get some minutes on the floor as they work it around the perimeter. Woodard is out there. And on the turnaround, that was a hard play to the basket. Shane Reese.
Nice move on the inside, but unsuccessful on the shot.
And we're going to see a foul called on the play. And Jim Flack looking to the score clock and saying, what do I have to do? Here's the replay, Darren.
Ball in the corner. Maurice Smith trying to gather his feet and play defense. A little too much contact, though.
As Humber will inbound the ball. Here's Cruikshank, the 5'11" guard out of Toronto. Looking at Curlin Cadogan going backdoor on the play. Cadogan is related to Junior Cadogan. The one-time Eastern Commerce basketball player decided to take his skills down to Atlanta, Georgia. Certainly would be a nominee as a city all-star in the high school leagues.
Heard a lot about that guy. He's supposed to be quite the basketball player.
Cadogan family quite well known in the Toronto area over the past little while because of shootings up in the Jane Finch region.
That's right, that's right. Oh,
outside,
my
there's a three and it's gonna count. It could be a 4-point play.
Cardinal sin. Nolan Gooding never fouled a three-point shooter on a three-point shot. This will turn into a 4-point play as you see Mo Smith keeping the hand out there with all the dramatics and knocks it down. So he'll step to the charity stripe to try to complete the 4-point play.
Maurice Smith, the third-year player out of Brampton, Notre Dame.
And he's successful. It's a rare thing to happen, but Maurice Smith just completed a 4-point play.
14-13 in favor of the Bruins. All of a sudden, the tide has changed, and that's not the end of it, Darren. We'll see that tide change many times throughout the course of the game.
That's right. Humber started out with the momentum. It's now shifting into the hands of Sheridan, and we'll see if they can get it going here.
Here's Smith again. That was an air ball.
Tough shot for Smith. Had a man in his face. That's the kind of shot you want to shoot when it's open. Nice ball movement by Humber.
Beautiful pass, and connecting on the play was Chris Thompson, the 6'4" forward out of Brampton.
Good ball movement, an excellent job by Chris Thompson on the finish.
Sheridan looking to reply. This will not be like the 30-point blowout that Sheridan had over Humber one time before. This is going to be a whole lot different in this championship game.
And Humber looking to fast break at every opportunity. Good job to get the ball up the floor, and Thompson is fouled, so he'll step to the line for two.
And we're going to see the foul called on the Sheridan Bruins, Darren, as we see Chris Thompson go to the line.
Substitutions coming back in for Humber. The hot shooting Jose Arroyo. See if he can get it going from outside here again.
Funny how you say Jose Arroyo as a hot shooting player, and I keep thinking about the bench player for the Toronto Raptors. Here's Jason Roach, the 6'2" forward, charged with the foul. That'll be his first personal, the team's fourth, as Thompson's at the line for the Humber Hawks.
He's able to knock down the first of two. Forward center, 6'4" forward center out of Brampton for the Humber Hawks.
Good look at Chris Thompson.
Makes good on the second.
And here come the Sheridan Bruins. Here's Smith with the ball. Second team All-Star in the OCAA. Again, they're running their offensive set to perfection. Finish is always an issue.
There's Titer inside. Makes good on the turnaround shot. Nigel Johnson Titer, 6'7" out of Brampton, gets his name on the scoreboard here in the game.
Have to admire the way Titer holds his position in the paint and able to get that turnaround, Darren. outside. Here's Thompson. No look pass to Denny as they work it around the perimeter. Back to Thompson. Arroyo. They cut it in the middle, but somehow they screwed up on that offensive set. Somebody was not looking on the play.
Arroyo was seeing something that wasn't there, and he turned it over. See if Sheridan can capitalize on that turnover.
Turnovers are always an issue. You say at the end of the game, you could have and you should have. There's from outside, that was Jason Roach.
Jason Roach launched that with no conviction whatsoever. I don't know if that's the man you want shooting your three-point shots as he comes down with the rebound.
Well, that rebound was redemption. He must have heard you.
Sean Douglas, wheeling and dealing, loses control.
And he lost control of that ball, but we're going to see a timeout called on the play, Darren. So with 8:33 left here in the first half, 17-16 in favor of the Humber Hawks, and there's a good look at the replay. Wow.
Humber coach not taking any chances, using those timeouts. Doesn't want to let things get out of hand here. 17-16 lead so far.
And we're looking at teams that have won championships. Sheridan comes into this gold medal match based on a #1 ranking in the country. Ranked #6 in Canada is the Humber Hawks. When we look at the OCAA men's past champions, last year, Humber took it. The last time Sheridan won a OCAA championship was back in '02.
And then they've got a long line. Both teams have a long line of them, so like we said off the top, neither team is a stranger to this type of venue.
As Humber will inbound the ball.
Sheridan.
We'll have to get back to more championship teams later because it does need a lot of commentary.
And here's a turnover. Sean Douglas will head up the offense for Sheridan. And it's so important that you capitalize off these turnovers. Here's Woodard from the outside. His shot off the mark.
Demetrius Woodard does have that range to shoot from baseline like that, Darren, as we see Shane Denny bank it off of Kevin Dennis. That's a great matchup, actually, between those two OCAA All-Stars.
Certainly is. Let's see if they stay in that matchup and if they go head-to-head a little bit longer in the game.
And I'm not sure if Sheridan was picking up on their man or if they were going in a zone defense.
Now that's a turnover you cannot afford in a championship game off an inbounds pass. Got to be able to make sharp, crisp passes to open players.
Here's Louis Moore with the ball.
Cardinal mistake of a point guard. I don't know why Louis Moore would pick up his dribble so high up. You got to keep that dribble alive.
They want to go to the Steve Nash School of how to dribble and show them how to keep that dribble alive as the ball goes off the glass, but we're going to see a foul called on the play.
Well, I heard that was your claim to fame.
Yeah. Louis Moore can certainly dribble circles around me, I'm sure of it. As we take a look at Sean Douglas going to the line. That foul is going to be against Jose Arroyo. That'll be his second personal foul, the team's 6th. Darren, good look at Sean Douglas.
Nails the first.
Douglas, a third-year player. He's a correctional worker in the program for corrections. And formerly of Heart Lake Secondary School.
Makes
good basketball out of that region. That's up in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, a lot of these guys are from Brampton, I'm seeing here, and from my neck of the woods, as you say it.
I got a nosebleed out there, actually.
Oh, well, my nose hasn't bled yet, so.
Denny from outside. That was a three, and he hits it.
Ooh, that was a nice-looking shot from the outside. I hope that three-point, I hope that long-distance bill is paid up because he is knocking him down from the outside. There you see it. Nothing but net.
Right between the eyes. And Shane Denny certainly putting up the points for the Humber Hawks. Again, the Hawks looking to push it. Here's the release pass to Arroyo as he drives to the rack. Misses. Coming up for the putback, but not able to put it up was Brendan Gittens, the 6'2 forward out of Concord.
Good follow by Gittens. You know that Humber likes to run fast breaks, and it's important when you're running a lot of fast breaks that you have a trailer because you're not always going to make that layup as we just saw. So it's a good effort by Gittens. Unfortunate he didn't get the basket, though.
No, we talked about Gittens in the past and about that 30-inch vertical that he has. I'm surprised he just didn't spring up like a cat and pound it through.
Well, I'm hoping he does that for us before the game is up, because I'd really like to see that.
Again, exercising that 30-inch vertical.
That's right.
Yeah. Louis Moore.
Ooh, nice penetration and dish to Woodard, and he kisses it off the glass for a beautiful deuce there.
Woodard certainly making a statement here in the first half.
That's right, and I saw his uncle Pinball walk into the crowd, and he is in the house tonight, so wants to have a good showing, Demetrius Woodard.
We'll certainly have Lance win in a separate interview with Pinball very shortly, but certainly Sheridan looking to press and push.
Long pass to Dennis, almost bobbled it, got it inside.
And it's good.
And Tighter able to capitalize off of that pass.
Darren, how do you stop 6'7" coming at you like that?
It's going to be tough for Humber to match up. Like I said, Sheridan has a couple of taller players, and I don't know what.
And there he is right there as he'll be joining Lance at halftime. Yeah, good look at Pinner. Well, boy, he's well dressed up tonight.
That's right, that's right. Fit for the occasion.
Wonder what that's all about. We'll have to remark on that. Brought to you by Johnny Versace. Actually, better not. Versace's not around anymore, but certainly his sister Donatella is.
Nigel Tighter makes good on the three-point play. Sheridan now ahead, 23-20.
And the ball goes off Shane Denny and out of bounds, so Sheridan College will take control of the ball. This is Kevin Dennis inbounding. Louis Moore will run the offense. Here's Woodard with the ball. And he pushed off. That's an offensive call against Demetrius Woodard.
A little too aggressive there on the offensive end, and Shane Denny did a great job defensively of gaining position, as you see here. Oh, maybe that was a questionable call. I don't know how much position Denny there had, but you know the ref is always right in this game.
6 minutes, 11 seconds left here in the first half of play. Dana McKeel with Darren Thomas and Lance Wynn bringing you the gold medal match in a classic rivalry between the Sheridan Bruins and the Humber Hawks. 23-20, Sheridan leading. With the ball, Michael Cruikshank. A dependable player for Darrell Glenn's Humber Hawks.
Good look inside.
Outside, here's the jumper. Chris Thompson.
Humber started out the game shooting the lights out from the outside, and they've yet cooled off since then, so that zone defense is proving effective for Sheridan.
Louis Moore with the shot. Shane Denny will push it for the Hawks.
Sheridan is doing a good job getting back in transition defense, getting back and setting up that zone, but Michael Cruikshank dials up a long distance number there as Humber continues the hot shooting from the outside.
Cruikshank saying ain't no thing like a chicken wing as we see the replay right there, Darren.
Nice looking shot there. Oh my goodness. Demetrius Woodard lights up a three-point shot of his own, and we're going back-to-back with three-point shots here.
Well, Woodard's saying, hey, if you can do it, I'm going to come right back in your face and do it too. Denny from outside. This is a three. Did not drop on the rebound. This is Nolan Gooding, and here come the Sheridan Bruins. Woodard with the ball. He's going up to jam it, and he drops it, but he was looking to tomahawk that one.
Excellent body control by Demetrius Woodard. Met some contact, almost got undercut, but was able to regain control and put it up and score the basket as you take a look here. Nice job. Hit the deck, but that's when it's worth it, when it goes through the hoop.
He showed signs of going up to tomahawk that one.
Maybe before the night's out, we'll see one.
We haven't talked about tomahawk in quite a while. I remember probably one of the most memorable tomahawks ever performed was when Richard Stewart had the ball and sliced through the Williams brothers, the twins from West Hill, in a high school game. That was phenomenal. Back at Jarvis Collegiate in 1987.
That would be something I might remember.
I think you do remember, just not willing to remember it. And 4:36 left here in the first half, Darren.
Nolan Gooding makes good on the first of two free throws, and he's got a unorthodox shooting style there if you take a look at it.
Let's take a look at it, Darren. He's 6 feet tall.
He's a lefty.
Wow.
Just gets that ball right in front of his face, but knocks them both down, so you can't argue with that.
No question about it, and he certainly uses the legs when he's at that free throw line. Here are the Sheridan Bruins as they run their offensive set.
Humber right in that man-to-man, in-your-face defense.
There's the cut at the top of the key. There's Shane Reese. Reese puts it up. Now coming down with the ball was Curlin Cadogan. My question to you is, how does a guy 5 feet 11 inches tall come down with the ball defensively?
It's all about the hops. You know? It's all about the hops.
He's got hops, all right. You said it quite well.
Hops and heart. That's what it's all about.
better write that down in my book.
And don't forget it. Nice ball movement by Sheridan. Here's Dennis taking it to the rack. He's just so powerful. He can go to the basket virtually at will, and I don't think there's anybody on Humber that can deal with him. As you look at the replay here, just goes right through, and I hope nobody wants to get in his way because he's very powerful.
That's 6 feet 3 inches of pure love coming at you. As Humber looks to work it around. This is from outside. Three-point attempt. Cruikshank did not connect. He's going to take a second opportunity. He passes off. This is Hemmings. And wow, look out. Coming down with that ball was Shane Reese.
Great defensive job by Shane Reese. Got a hand on that block shot. And Dennis lights it up from the three-point line and pounds his chest afterwards.
A lot of chest thumping going on here, I'll tell you.
The three-point shooting tide is turning. Humber started out the game knocking down threes, and now Sheridan is doing the same.
Wow. And the Sheridan Bruins will take control of the ball again at 33-25. They've now opened up an 8-point lead with 3:04 left here in the first half.
Thompson had good position inside there on the pass from Cadogan, but he got away from him, and yet another Humber turnover.
Louis Moore with the ball. Keeping the dribble alive, he stops. Looking to pass the ball was Kevin Dennis. Finally able to get the ball. He gets the return pass. He goes up. That was a nice layup.
Nice execution there. Shane Reese on the give-and-go bounce pass, but Dennis wasn't able to capitalize. And Mo Smith bobbles the ball out of bounds to his dismay, and Humber will regain the possession.
The real star on that last set was Shane Reese, who set it up right there. There we are in the replay.
Great bounce pass over to Dennis. Not able to finish, though. A little bit upset about that, too.
On the left hand, but the play was certainly there. They ran it textbook.
That's one I bet you he wishes he could take that one back.
Outside. This is Cruikshank. Missed again on the opportunity. Humber keeping the ball alive. It's a fresh 30 seconds up on the shot clock.
Excellent hustle by Jonathan Wise to keep that ball alive and get that new shot clock.
Cruikshank outside. Inside it goes. It's Jonathan Wise. He's made a name for himself at Humber College.
Nice penetration and kickoff by Cruikshank there to Thompson. Ball's out of bounds, though, and Humber will regain the possession underneath, or was it? Nope, a foul will be called. There you see it over the shoulder there, and Thompson will step to the charity stripe.
A foul looks like it's going to go against Shane Reese. Actually, no, they're going to call it against Jason Roach. He must have made body contact first. That'll be his second personal foul, the team's 7th. At the line for Humber is Chris Thompson. He hits the first of 2. Darren, we looked at some great players that have come through the Humber Hawks system in the past. Both these systems, but looking at Humber, and they come up with some big-time players like Doug McKinley, Patrick Rod, Steve McGregor. We've seen some great ones come through the system. Fitzroy Woolery.
They're just endless, the names that come off the Humber roster. A lot of great players have been a part of that Humber program.
I'm going to shout out to Fitzroy Woolery and still ask him, where's my book from 10 years ago?
Uh-oh.
It's still outstanding.
You want to open up some old wounds, don't you?
I'm still looking for it.
Louis Moore shot off the mark there.
1:42 left here in the first half. Darren, as we see the replay.
Moore trying to get it to go off the backboard, unsuccessful though as the ball goes out of bounds. Humber takes possession.
33-27. Bruins leading by 6, pardon me.
And that zone defense is giving problems to Humber now. Earlier in the game, they were able to figure it out and get some open shots, but now they're having a hard time getting in the seams of that zone.
Arroyo back in the lineup for the Humber Hawks, going to the rack, putting up the teardrop. Did not fall, but this time it did. Jonathan Wise right in there on the play.
Good job by Wise taking it up strong and with the left hand.
He's getting his nose dirty in the paint there, Darren.
Got his lunch bucket and his shovel.
Outside, Kevin Dennis, the OCAA All-Star.
Big Shane Reese working inside against Thompson, gets the basket and the foul, and that's the way you have to do it as a big man. Get your position, make your move, clear your space, and do your thing, and he'll step to the charity stripe to try to complete the three-point play. Take a look at the replay here. Gets nice position, puts it on the floor, reverse spin dribble, kisses it off the glass. Thank you very much. And he'll step to the free throw line to try to complete the three.
That foul goes against Chris Thompson. That'll be his first personal foul, the team's 8th. Still a 6-point difference between the Bruins and the Hawks with 55 seconds left on the clock. Arroyo has the ball. Sheridan. They're going with a zone defense, but they put pressure on the ball as soon as it comes over the timeline. Humber looking to drive with his Nolan Gooding. He kicks it back outside.
Nice execution there, got the penetration in the kick. Humber's got to knock down those shots to make that defense pay if they're going to be successful here.
That was Kevin Dennis coming down with the defensive rebound. Here's Louis Moore with the ball. Dennis from outside.
Oh, nice look inside to the cutting Mo Smith, and he drops it off the backboard for 2. Excellent execution by Sheridan there.
Maurice Smith, the corrections worker in his 3rd year, sure making it happen. He doesn't make mistakes. Outside, here's Arroyo with a 3-point attempt, and he almost fell over on the play. He was able to drop it. That was a fadeaway 3.
Arroyo continues his shooting onslaught. That's his 4th three-pointer. I think Humber's found something in Arroyo, and they have to use this guy.
Well, that ends the first half of play. 38-32 in favor of the Sheridan Bruins over the Humber Hawks. Darren, quick comments, your thoughts on the first half of play?
Well, Humber started out the game shooting the lights out, and then Sheridan started to figure it out, and they started to put some points on the board. I think Humber has to go back to that shooting, and Arroyo is the man to do it.
38-32 in favor of the Sheridan Bruins over the Humber Hawks. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with halftime. You're watching the OCAA gold medal matchup here at Centennial College in Toronto. We'll be back right after this.
Picture. Oh, number 4 points. Check out a tie game. 2020. On the left side, Little's going all the...
Welcome back to Centennial College, where the Sheridan Bruins lead the Humber Hawks 38-32 after 20 minutes of basketball. And I'm here with 2 gentlemen that really neither of them need no introduction, but first off, Nick Davis, the assistant coach for the Sheridan Bruins. Now, you guys have been ranked #1 all season. Talk about how you prepare your guys to deal with the pressure that comes with being ranked #1 throughout the course of the season and as you head into the playoffs.
Well, the big thing that you got to tell the guys is that you have to understand that you always have a target on your back. And then once you know that, it's how you deal with that kind of pressure. And the best way to do it is you take it as a term of respect and honor, and you have to defend that respect and defend your honor. And that's how we tell our guys. And our guys have been pretty good with it most of the season.
Now, Nick, you've been part of the Sheridan program for a number of years. You've done a great job of building it. It's been very successful. Is it nice to see some of the fruits of your labor?
No, it's great. I mean, we've been very fortunate at Sheridan. We get to get a lot of players from the Peel region and out west. A lot of good untapped talent, a lot of the Toronto players, the Toronto teams don't get. And so we've been very fortunate, and we've made the most of those opportunities.
And you guys seem to be doing a good job at both ends of the court so far. What would you like to see you guys rectify or help you guys to push you to the gold medal here in the second half?
Well, I wish we could go after loose balls a little bit more, and I wish we'd secure them and want them a little bit more. The thing that we're not doing really well is I don't think we're showing enough passion yet. We're not having enough fun yet. Everyone's a little bit too serious. And you just relax and enjoy it, man. You don't get these opportunities often, and when you get them, you got to make the most of it and enjoy it, not be pressured by it or nervous about it.
All right, Nick Davis, thanks very much. Good luck in the second half. Appreciate it. And I'm here with a man, of course, that needs no introduction, the ambassador, our honorary ambassador, Mike Pinball Clemens, head coach of the Toronto Argonauts. Now, Pinball, rumor has it that you have some ties to Sheridan. I know where you live because we live close by. But what's your relationship with the Sheridan squad?
Well, my relationship with the Sheridan squad is my nephew. Unfortunately, my wife's sister passed away when she was 37. Her oldest son was having a little trouble. He came to live with us. He went to Blakelock High School in Oakville, graduated from Blakelock, has come on to Sheridan now. We're really proud of him. Proud of both teams, actually, but we have a little special affinity for Sheridan because my own nephew, who I treat as my son, as you know, I have 3 girls, so he's my only boy. So he's my oldest son, and I'm proud of him watching him here tonight.
Fantastic. Now, we also heard that, and we've been doing a lot of listening. Our ears been to the ground all day today. You had a speech for the team before. You had a talk with them earlier, either prior to the game or yesterday. And what did you talk about? Did you give these guys some inspiration? Or?
Well, you know, what you talk in the locker room, you're really supposed to stay in the locker room. So with that, really just tried to share some passion with them and really proud of them. What I shared isn't really the important part. What is the important part is all the work they put in to get themselves to this point and to enjoy this opportunity they have, and understand that after the 40 minutes are gone, the opportunity's over. So they got to seize it while they have the opportunity, while they have the chance.
And one final question there, Pinball. As far as football goes, we want to know when the Grey Cup's going to be returned back to the T-Dot.
Well, we are obviously having the Grey Cup game in Toronto for the first time in 2007. So that'll be, I think 92 was the last time we had the Grey Cup here, so it's been 15 years, right? It would only be, I think, opportune for us to make sure that we are the defending champions when it comes here. So that means that we need to get it done this year. So we're going to do everything we can in our power to make that happen.
Well, there you have it. Mike Pinball Clemens, of course, we know he is our honorary ambassador no matter where you go in the T-Dot. We got lots more, including analysis on the first half from Dana and Darren. We come back after this short break. Don't go away. Centennial College on the Progress campus, where the Humber Hawks trail the Sheridan Bruins 38-32 after 20 minutes of basketball. With more first half analysis on this first half, let's send it now to Dana McKeel and Darren Thomas, guys.
Thanks very much, Lance. And Darren, numbers always do the talking, and that's the case here. Turnovers the biggest issue here in the first half.
That's right. Humber's turning the ball over way too much here in the first half. Sheridan's doing a good job in capitalizing. They cannot keep turning the ball over that much and be successful here tonight.
And looking at 14-4 when it comes to turnovers. Humber with 14 turnovers. You can't win basketball games with that, as we take a look at our highlight package coming up. And again, looking at the numbers, and that's being the case.
That's right. Well, here you look at some of the statistics here, and Sheridan is shooting 13 for 39, while Humber's 10 for 32.
And looking at that highlight package as well, we see some...
There's Arroyo from the outside. Continues his hot shooting. Some inside play from Thompson there. And you see a long distance shot by Denny from the outside as Humber was lighting it up early from the three-point line.
And also dictating on those numbers, rebounds. Now, we always talk about how close it is. Humber leading in the rebounding department, though.
Well, that's very odd, because they're leading in rebounds, but they've got so many turnovers. And here you see some of the statistics: 13 for 39 for Sheridan, while Humber's at 10 for 32. And there's a little disparity on the three-point line: 6 for 15 for Humber, as they were really shooting hot from the outside. But you can see that Sheridan is 8 for 11, so they've hit their share of three-pointers as well. You see the rebounding statistic, and the big number is in the turnovers, 14-4. And like we said, Humber, on the other hand, cannot continue to turn the ball over at that pace and win this basketball game tonight.
Okay, good. Two quick questions for you, and that is with Jim Flack and Daryl Glenn. In both cases, how do you handle it quickly?
Well, you go in at halftime, you tell them to regroup. The zone is working good for Sheridan, but they got to stop the three-point shooting.
And with that said, we're going to be back with second half action. You're watching the OCAA gold medal matchup, Sheridan and Humber, coming up. We'll be back right after this.
Now with Roger.
Welcome back to Centennial College as we're getting set for second half action. 38-32 in favor of the Sheridan Bruins over the Humber Hawks as we get on a roll here. And Darren, one thing we have to mention before we go any further, the volunteers and the people who put all this on, including the OCAA office, Blair Webster, Michelle Waddick, the communications director, as well as the host college, that being led by athletic director Mary Zettel, Zana Fanfare, and all the rest of the volunteers here at Centennial College put on a phenomenal job in putting this together, and it is a big chore that they have to know about a year in advance to be able to put this on.
Well, a lot of people don't realize all the behind-the-scenes work that goes into putting on an event like this to make it appear so successful, but definitely hats off to those people working hard.
And Sheridan College doing what they do best, and that's going down low post with Nigel Johnson-Tighter off the glass for two. Here's Humber.
And Sheridan is still in that zone after Denny just hit a three-point shot on the prior possession. but they still elect to go into three-point zone. And there we go, Arroyo with his 15th point, his 5th three-point shot of the game. And Sheridan has to realize that this guy can shoot the ball, and they got to do something to stop that.
Jose Arroyo, the 6'1" guard from the Humber Hawks. Here's Louis Moore with the ball.
Arroyo
Smith
definitely making a statement from the three-point line tonight.
down low. They're going to go to Tighter. He's tough. He'll go off the glass. You talk about pinpoint.
Making it look so easy. Gets in the post and gets position, backs his man down, turns around and easy. Like we said before, Humber doesn't have any height to deal with his height, so Sheridan will have success with that.
Top of the key. Here's Arroyo. He's looking. Hemmings on the turnaround. It's good.
Good job. That was terrible defense by Tighter. He is the man that's supposed to step up and take that man who pops in the middle of the zone. He stayed back and stayed under the basket, giving Humber an open shot.
Darren, I'll say this on the record. This will go down to the wire. Outside. Here's Woodard with the ball. We had his uncle, Pinball Clemens, in with Lance Wynn. Halftime for the interview.
And there's the play. Ball into Tighter, and he's fouled.
And on the play, Louis Moore goes down on the floor, too, who wants to trash it out with Phil Lund, the head official in this game. We're going to see substitution. And for Humber coming into the match, Chris Thompson is getting some good playing time.
Humber definitely has to bring in someone to deal with Tighter's height, as he's just having his way on the post here early in the second half.
Very tough to deal with, a guy who's 6 feet 7 inches tall, but plays like he's 7'2".
That's right, and especially when you don't have anybody on your roster who's 6'7" to neutralize that height, Humber's at a disadvantage.
He drains the first of two. Tighter connects.
Makes good on the second.
One thing about Sheridan, they're in unison, not just with play, but also in uniforms. Great shoe deal they have. They look good, they play well.
That's very important.
Outside. That was a three put up. Jonathan Wise.
Jonathan Wise, and Humber continues that hot shooting. I'm still wondering, when is the Sheridan coach going to realize that these guys are killing them from the three-point line?
That shot came all the way from Dundas and here, Ontario.
Oh, that's far, let me tell you, from here.
Moore with the pass into the paint on the turnaround.
Kevin Dennis inside, wheeling and dealing inside, has his way. And that play will be successful for Sheridan every time.
This is outside, Shane Denny.
Arroyo with the big rebound.
And Denny with the ball, he goes baseline, and Arroyo trying to not step out over the line.
Somebody finally called him out of bounds. It looked like Denny was out of bounds back there, too.
It was a hot potato between the two of them. Good look at Shane Denny, the veteran for the Humber Hawks.
There you look at the replay. Denny looked like his foot went out of bounds, but no call. Arroyo tried to hop back in, but couldn't sneak it past the referee. Phil Lund was sharp on that one.
I get a big kick out of Shane Denny with the socks up to the knees. I mean, we're going old school on this.
Retro.
It's not just about furniture and music. It's about your socks, too.
You got to know it.
Arroyo with the long pass.
Hemmings. Arroyo elected not to shoot that one.
Outside. This is Chris Thompson. Oh, he hits it. That was a three, Darren.
Thompson from the outside. I hope that long distance bill is paid up, because he is charging up some numbers tonight. Humber successful from the three-point line once again, and the game is tied at 46.
And the outside, that was Kevin Dennis on the turnaround. He didn't get a good shot opportunity. Here's Shane Denny.
Huge defensive rebound by Shane Denny. Humber does a good job on the defensive boards. Although they lack the height, they do a good job of boxing out and snatching the rebounds. Take a look at the replay here. Shane Denny, ball off of his leg. No foul called on the play, and Humber coaches up in the referee's ear.
Daryl Glenn, he gets emotional too. I mean, that's part of his role as being head coach. You got to be emotional about these things.
You have to let the referees know that you're there.
Oh, yeah. On the turnaround again.
And there's a
Tighter.
Mo Smith.
The foul's called. It's going to go against Sheridan. And that foul is going to go against Maurice Smith. That'll be his second personal foul, the team's first this half.
And there you see Maurice Smith in disbelief on that foul. But you better believe it, the ref called it.
Looking to drive is Jadway Hemmings. He kicks it outside. That was a three-point attempt.
Nice drive and dish there by Hemmings. Nolan Gooding not able to connect on the three-point shot.
From outside. That was Louis Moore with the shot.
Nice
Here's
rebound
Titer.
by Titer. He puts it back up off the mark, though.
And they'll push it. This is Gooding with the ball. He's looking to drive. He puts it up and he hits it. Hits the deck real hard.
Classic fast break action from the Humber Hawks, looking to run on every possession. Gooding looks like he was injured on that play. Grimacing a little bit there. As you see the replay. Take another angle here. Good body control by Gooding.
Yeah, he came down a little bit hard on his right side, Darren. And he's favoring it a little bit.
When you score the basket, it doesn't hurt as much, though.
Yeah, you quickly forget about it until
That's right.
the end of the game, and then you really feel it. You're talking to the therapist.
Yeah, lick your wounds afterwards. Arroyo penetrates, pops. His shot won't go.
Strong rebound came down with Kevin Dennis. Dennis with the ball. You have to admire his offensive and defensive skills. Darren, that's why he's a second-team OCAA All-Star.
He's a strong guy in there, and look at him go to the basket. Don't stand. You can't get in his way. He's very powerful.
One thing that we didn't mention that we will now is the fact that he was the OCAA Central Division leader in scoring points last year. Averaged over 24 points.
He's capable of it. Has a good size and good strength. He's quick inside.
Substitution for Sheridan coming in as Sean Douglas and Shane Reese. Coming in for Humber is Michael Cruikshank. As we see Kevin Dennis at the line.
And both teams have their smaller lineups on the floor right now. So maybe this is a good time for Humber to try to work the ball inside and see if they can get some inside play.
Humber's come out here in the second half with a little more tenacity, and that is why they're leading by 1. But Darren, if you're Jim Flagg, head coach of the Bruins, what are you telling the troops?
I would tell them to get out of that zone defense for one and try to switch to a little bit of man-to-man because Humber is only having success from the three-point line tonight. That may work a little bit for them.
Here's Nolan Gooding outside. That pass was into Hemmings down low. And on the turnaround, it's going to be called on a traveling violation.
One step too many by Thompson there.
Chris Thompson, as we're going to take a look at the replay, Darren.
No, that's Gittins' our mistake. He's pump faking inside and one pump fake too many.
Brendan Gittins, the 6'2 forward out of Concord, Ontario. And on the turnaround, that was a huge stride in Shane Reese as they jump for the ball and Humber comes up with it.
Did a good job to clear space for himself in there, but lost control when he shot the ball. Nice fake by Thompson.
Hemmings goes to the rack, but he's hammered on the play. That was Woodard who hit him.
Demetrius Woodard trying to draw the charge. Unsuccessful, though. Gets the blocking foul as you take a look at the replay. Jadway Hemmings.
I think he hit him like he was a linebacker.
That was a terrible attempt at drawing a charge. Had no position whatsoever. It was a good flop, though, but didn't get the call to go his way.
I think he's trying to send a message to his uncle. Hey, I can play football, too. Get me in the lineup.
That's right.
48, 49, 47, 13, 44 left in the game. Humber leading by 2. This is Hemmings at the line. He's 6'3", but he's among trees out there.
Big, strong rebound there. Shane Reese pulls it down, and Sheridan starts out their offense. Sean Douglas.
Douglas, a 6-foot guard who takes the top. Plays the one position, and the shot off the rim. And a big rebound. Here comes Gooding. He's looking to push it. And they missed on a beautiful opportunity with Hemmings. On the turnaround, there he is with the shot. Chases after his rebound, but there's no question. They missed the opportunity, Darren, but they're playing with a lot more ferociousness in the second half.
Oh, for sure. Did you see the way Hemmings followed his shot? Did an excellent job. Missed the shot, but did the perfect thing. When you're a shooter, you follow your shot and try to get the rebound because you know if it's going to miss and you know where it's going to go.
This kind of shots draw big rebounds as well. And as we see Sean Douglas out there now, helping run the offense.
Sheridan really starting that offense out high, creating lots of space for themselves.
Shane Reese, as the ball goes out of bounds.
Crafty defense there by Michael Cruikshank. tried to get the steal from Reese. Sheridan will regain possession underneath.
There'll be 13 seconds left on the shot clock, and Arroyo will check back into the game for the Humber Hawks, Darren. As we see Maurice Smith running his cuts, he was not able to take possession of the ball. Here's Reese with the ball on the turnaround.
Oh.
He hits it.
Nice little move there by Reese. Penetrated into the paint, used his height advantage, turned around and dropped it on the rim.
See, again, that's the advantage with the Sheridan Bruins, and a little bit of height. Running consistently across the boards at 6'7" and 6'7".
And Reese on the other end is able to draw a charge. Brendan Gittens, a little too aggressive offensively.
For Gittens, that'll be his second personal foul, the team's third, as we're tied at 49 with 12:41 left on the clock. Now, believe me, we're looking at that gymnasium right now from the camera angles that we have. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of people here, but believe me, the fans and the stands are packed.
Hopefully we can get a camera shot of it, but yeah, it's SRO.
It is. It's standing room only here at Centennial College in Toronto, watching this gold medal matchup with this classic rivalry between the Humber Hawks and the Sheridan Bruins. By the way, talking to athletic director Wayne Allison, and Shane Basco is in the crowd. Basco, a one-time OCAA All-Star, whose claim to fame is playing Melvin Ely. And Melvin Ely now playing in the NBA, but Basco wants to make it known, and there we are with the crowd shot, that Basco played against Melvin Ely. That's his claim to fame, and he wanted Wayne Allison to know that.
Once again, I say you are the keeper of information.
Yeah.
Even if it's useless.
No, it's not useless. You tell that to Shane Basco. To Basco, that's very important.
That's right. I'm just kidding. I don't want to take away his accomplishments. Excellent three-point shot there. Nolan Gooding. Humber continues to blaze it from the three-point line.
And Darren, you know about that game because we commentated that game. That was our very first game of 10 years of illustrious basketball on Rogers Television.
Not only do you have all the information, but you have an impeccable memory, too. I would hate to argue against you because you don't forget a thing.
You've already lost.
You could be bringing up things that happened in 1970 and...
I get too personal with the coaches or with the officials if I was a referee because I bring up all their past. Maybe I could be a weapon for these OCAA coaches as we see Smith connect for the Bruins, and here come the Humber Hawks. They're going to push it right back in their faces. Arroyo.
Nice
Here's
ball
Gooding.
reversal.
Gooding going for the teardrop. It did not fall, and pushing the ball is Jason Roach. Reese with the rebound. He had it knocked away, and here come the Humber Hawks. They're pushing it 3-on-1. Oh, and the pass came too late. Denny from outside.
Ooh. Both teams have to do a better job of taking care of the basketball. They're getting inside the paint and then throwing bad passes. Got to take care of that ball.
Wow, look out. That was Sean Douglas on the drive.
With the left hand to boot.
I'm telling you, Darren, we're going to go down to the wire on this one.
Starting to get hectic now. 10 minutes left in the contest. 53-52.
Gooding from outside. That was a three-point attempt. It did not fall. Reese comes down with the rebound. He's made an impact since he stepped on the floor.
That's right. Scored a couple of baskets and pulled down several huge rebounds for Sheridan.
But Darren, can he go the distance? This is the thing.
There's Dennis on a nice pull-up.
And more chest thumping on the way. Dennis is a leader. He's a veteran. He's going to say, give me the rock. I'll put it up.
Well, it'd be good for his team because they'll definitely feed off of his enthusiasm if he can knock down a couple more shots like that.
Timeout's been called with 10:24 left on the clock. Sheridan leading by 3. We've seen the tide go back and forth between these two squads over this past second half.
Well, that's right, and you know the momentum will shift from team to team, and the key is to try to hold on to that momentum as long as you can.
There's a good look at Jim Flack, head coach. He's had great success with Nick Davis and Leroy Casanova, winning 9 gold medals, or going for his 9th gold medal, as a matter of fact, here in the OCAA. They've had opportunities of going for Canadian College Championships as well. It's been back and forth.
I think that assistant coach for Sheridan, he's got to go on the all-names team.
Leroy Casanova.
That's right. Got to like that name.
Wow. Well, he was a one-time player with Sheridan College, and he's sure giving back to the game as an assistant coach with the Bruins.
He's been with them for a while.
3-point difference in favor of the Bruins. Good look at Daryl Glenn. He gets dirty. One-time basketball coach with the Oakwood Barons, given a great opportunity to play at Humber College.
He really gets into the game there, like he's almost ready to get a uniform on out there.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations to Doug Fox, Director of Athletics at Humber, continually enjoying success with their entire sport program out there at Humber. And Jim Flack, who is now the head of athletics at Sheridan College. Good look at Daryl Glenn right there. Wade Allison has been a big and integral cog in the wheel for the Sheridan Bruins over the past decade.
Well, you can see how he's assumed bigger roles over at Sheridan. He used to be the coach, and now he's up in the director's profile now. So you can see how he's made the progress at that school over the years.
Wow, that was a three-point shot by Arroyo. We're now tied with 10 minutes left in the game.
Arroyo hits another three-point shot. That's 6 for him. He's got 18 points on the night from the three-point line.
That was Woodard for 3. That came all the way from downtown Oakville.
Demetrius Woodard, and Uncle Pinball will be proud of that shot. A nice-looking shot from the outside from Demetrius.
Outside, looking to drive. Crookshank. Inside, that was a nice pass by Hemmings, but there's a foul called on the play, Darren.
Thompson went up strong, but Titer will be called with the foul there. Thompson will step to the charity stripe for 2.
So that'll be Titer's second personal foul, the team's third, as we see Thompson go to the line for the Humber Hawks. And we had the Humber Hawks playing in the annual New Year's Classic at Loyalist College in Belleville. Michael Crookshank came away as an all-star, and Shane Denny as well, but the tournament MVP was Jadway Hemmings, as Humber defeated Lambton 94-67. That was an early tournament in January. Humber always enjoying success playing in outside the league.
Thompson makes good on those 2 free throws, and Humber goes into a full court pressure, but Sheridan has an easy time getting it over the timeline.
Ball deflected away, but Sheridan will regain possession of the ball. 18 seconds left on the shot clock. Here's a look at the replay, Darren.
The pass inside. Hemmings able to get a hand on it. Sheridan will get the ball underneath.
Here's the Bruins. Woodard on the turnaround. He'll go to the rack. He drops it. That's tough to defend.
Sweet move by Demetrius Woodard. Put the ball on the floor, got a beautiful reverse spin dribble, which cleared the space for him, and went high over the defense for the deuce. Uncle Pinball still has to be proud.
Oh, no question about it.
And that is a great story about Demetrius Woodard, as you see here on the defensive end.
Yep.
Coming up from Florida, and Pinball taking him in and being like a son to him. And I remember playing some tournaments that we played, and Pinball brought him up to play, and he was a good player back then when he was in high school.
Oh, yeah. When you and I were out there playing with the Toronto Organized courtside Bowman for 5 years, we'd have him playing alongside us. We really didn't know who he was at the time.
That's right. That's right. He was rather young then, but he's coming to his own now.
Oh, yeah.
Thompson shot blocked there by Titer.
Couldn't look an all-day ice cream at the time, but here he is now. Wow.
You must be hungry.
Outside. That was a jumper put up by Sean Douglas, and here come the Humber Hawks.
Arroyo with a burst of speed. Hemmings unable to handle it.
Crookshank hit the deck. He's holding his chest. Looks over to the Humber bench. Indicates he's okay. They don't want to call timeout or go for a substitution, but he sure felt it on the last drive. Looking to inbound the ball. Shane Denny. Ball knocked away by Chris Thompson.
And look at these guys on the floor. As a coach, you love to see that. You love to see your players hit the floor going after any and every loose ball. As you see, Mo Smith hits the deck.
And that's a good look at, and Sheridan College practiced that pregame. We thought it was some kind of football drill where they're diving for the ball. And that's exactly where it comes into play.
That's not a play I think I'd like to practice. That's something that's just supposed to come natural. I don't think I'd like to listen to a coach say, okay, hit the deck and get the loose ball.
But that's what they do, and they did it two different times, 2 different drills. Jumping or diving for those balls.
He must have pulled that out of your textbook.
Oh, yes. Jim Flack. Again, actually, he does have my book. And on the break, we've got Sean Douglas going to the rack. He drops it.
Good job by Douglas on the steal there. Humber showed a lot of patience, used up too much of the shot clock, and Douglas was able to get a steal and get a fast break layup out of it, as you see on the replay. All alone, off the glass for the deuce.
5-point difference for the Bruins. 7:52 left on the clock. Looking to go to the bucket. Drops it. Jonathan Wise.
Nice execution there by Humber. Found Wise inside, and he took it up strong for the deuce.
You can't argue with a guy like Jonathan Wise. He just does too many good things for you. Darryl Glenn's very fortunate to have him in the lineup.
Well, he's a great athlete, and he's not very tall, but he gets in there and mixes it up with the taller guys in the post area.
Another look at the replay, Darren.
Sean Douglas there, offensive charge.
As we take a look, we're going to see Jadway Hemmings come back into the game for the Humber Hawks, as Darryl Glenn elects to go with a quick lineup. Arroyo will run the show from the top. This is Nolan Gooding out there, as well as Curlin Cadogan.
Humber doing a good job of spreading that Sheridan zone defense out, trying to get in the seams, and they get a new shot clock on that rebound.
That was Gooding on the drive. It did not work. Coming down strong with the rebound, but had it stolen away, and they're going to start up with a new 30 seconds on the shot clock, Darren.
Excellent defense there by Humber, being crafty, going after every ball, and they come up with the turnover.
Gonna work it outside. Arroyo with the ball.
They don't have to rush. They got a new shot clock.
On the turnaround, this is Hemmings. And coming down with the ball is Maurice Smith, but we're gonna see a jump ball being called. It'll be ruled possession in favor of Sheridan.
Mo Smith and Jonathan Wise there. There you see Hemmings shot off the mark, and Mo Smith and Jonathan Wise battling for the ball underneath.
3-point difference in favor of the Sheridan Bruins with 6:49 left on the game clock.
Douglas here working against Gooding. That's a good matchup, as is this one here with Mo Smith and Jose Arroyo.
Foul called on the play. So,
but like we said off the top, these two teams match up against each other very well, except for the two taller guys that Sheridan has. Most of the other guys match up very well.
Very even. I have never seen an uneven matchup between these two squads over the past 10, 15 years, Darren. Inbounding the ball, Kevin Dennis. Maurice Smith. They're working around the perimeter. This is Sean Douglas. Smith with the ball. Arroyo. All over him like white on rice. There's the shot from outside. It did not drop. Humber's got the ball.
There you go with that food again. We must go get something to eat after this. We'll go get something to eat after the game, all right?
We got Chris Thompson. And Shane Denny hits it.
Humber continues to milk that three-point line, but the Sheridan coach will not take them out of that zone defense. They've got to get a man up in those shooters' faces.
It has to be contested, Darren, as you know, and they're not being contested. Jim Flack is going to have to talk this over in the next timeout.
Every time Sheridan builds a little lead, Humber comes down and knocks down a couple of three-point shots, so he has to do something to switch up that defense.
Well, he's got Nigel Johnson-Tyter back out there in the lineup, electing to go with the height. And Louis Moore's going to come back into the lineup as well for the Bruins. Who are we to argue with a winning combination in Leroy Casanova, Nick Davis, and Jim Flack?
Hey.
They've had a lot of success.
That's right.
But we'll continue to press for answers.
As Kevin Dennis knocks down another shot, showing why he is the leading scorer of this Sheridan Bruin team.
That's a nice pass over to Chris Thompson.
Excellent finish there by Thompson. Had Tyter all over him and was able to finish regardless.
We're tied at 64 with a little over 5 minutes left. That was a three-point attempt. Denny comes down with the rebound. That was a 42-inch vertical just displayed right there.
Oh, he got up on that. Kind of reminded me of you.
Yeah. We take it outside.
Nice swing. Arroyo. Oh, my goodness. Nothing but twine from the three-point line. That is his 7th three-point shot. Is Sheridan not going to come out of that zone?
That came all the way from 27 in Albion Road, that shot.
My goodness.
Wow.
As you see on the replay there, Arroyo is just having his way from the three-point line tonight.
And a few words are being said as Carla Cadogan out there. Cadogan looks like he's going to a party, actually. And he's following Demetrius Woodard all over the floor.
That's what you call defensive pressure.
You're telling me. Like a shadow out there. Here's Smith with a three-point attempt.
Way off the mark.
Air ball. If it touched the rim, I'd be surprised. Denny working around. Arroyo with the three-point attempt.
Arroyo misses his first three-pointer from out there.
When he squared up to the bucket, the entire section of Humber fans stood up.
Well, he's knocked down 7 of those, so you can expect that maybe he's got a little bit more left in the trigger before the night's out.
Well, the Humber fans are a little louder than what they are from Sheridan right now, so that's what the story is.
Woodard on the turnaround jumper, no good.
Humber leading by 3. It's 4:12 on the clock. Arroyo outside. Hemmings.
And Humber looking to penetrate and kick, get in the seam of that zone as we see it there.
Denny.
Oh, my goodness.
And he's got Daryl Glenn, the head coach, going wild. And they've now got a 6-point lead with 3:56 left on the clock. Darren, are we going to go horse again? We went through this before.
Let's take a look at it. Denny from the outside. Sheridan, I don't think they paid up that long-distance phone bill because Humber is just milking it. Thompson on the kick-out. Denny from deep. And it's nothing but twine from the three-point line for the Humber Hawks here tonight.
We talked about that Humber win, and that was back in a long time ago. That was back in the turn of the century, when in 2000, when Humber defeated Sheridan at Humber for the OCAA and Canadian College Championship.
It's hard to believe that the Sheridan coach, Jim Flack, with all of his basketball knowledge, has gone the whole game playing this zone and is being killed from the three-point line, but will not change the defense. That's kind of baffling.
Wow.
4 minutes left to go in the game, and he's gone with this zone since the ball was thrown up at the tip, and he hasn't decided to change yet, and he still continues to get killed from the three-point line.
70-64, 3:56 left on the game clock. One thing about Jim Flack, not only does he coach the Sheridan Bruins, he dresses like he's a Sheridan Bruin as well.
Like if I was a coach and I was getting killed from the three-point line and I went into a man-to-man, I would if he's worried about Humber being quicker off the dribble, I would rather be beaten off the dribble and then get 2 than get killed by 3.
No question.
Because they've been able to make up the margin that they were down and now find themselves up by 6 points.
Those shots are not being contested as well as what they could have if they went into a 55 or half-court defense.
Exactly, because Humber is doing a great job of pulling them out of the zone, starting their offense high, and getting them spread out. So they're getting those open looks once they penetrate and kick out of the seam.
And that's what it was with an open look for Shane Denny, and Arroyo has been huge when it comes to open looks and threes. Here we are with Kevin Dennis with the ball. He'll go with the 10-foot jumper. It did not drop. Shane Denny comes down hard, but he's charged with a traveling violation.
I think he should have gotten a foul on that play because he came down with the ball. There was contact when he went for the rebound. As you see on the replay, Dennis is shot off the mark.
Yeah, no question. We saw it on the replay.
A little bit of contact, and ref called a travel. Unfortunate for Denny.
You take a look at Kevin Dennis, Demetrius Woodard. Here's Louis Moore with the ball as Humber's in a 55 defense. He throws it away. And Sheridan's going to call timeout. But Jim Flack, he's not too happy with that offensive set.
Louis Moore, cardinal sin one more time. As a point guard, never kill that dribble. And he had no dribble to rely on then. Ended up creating a turnover.
He's got to keep the dribble alive. We said that in the first half. It's a growing process for Louis Moore with the ball.
Last 3 minutes and 20 seconds of this game going to be crucial. and you'll see both teams will battle it out tooth and nail.
But Darren, this is what we expected. A classic rivalry between the Humber Hawks and the Sheridan Bruins. This year no different than any other year, regardless of whether it's Dave DeFaro and Mike Cates running the show for the Humber Hawks. Cates now with the University of Toronto, DeFaro with the University of Ottawa, and here we are with Daryl Glenn and his coaching crew. They just pick up the reins and keep running with the horse.
Well, it goes without saying with the Humber program, you always expect a team that's very competitive and a high level, play a high level of basketball. So that's nothing that's changed over the years at Humber.
Louis Moore missed on an excellent opportunity, but there for the putback was Nigel Johnson-Titer. Still like to see that on the back of the jersey. Arroyo with the three.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yes.
8 3-pointers for Arroyo as he does it yet again. 24 points off a three-point shot. If he is not the most valuable player tonight for Humber, I don't know who is.
Well, he's certainly the first choice we have when it comes to nominees for All-Stars.
He is making a huge statement here, and I cannot understand for the life of me why the Sheridan coach won't go into a man-to-man so someone could play him man up and not give him those easy shots.
73-66, 2:45 left on the clock. And timeout is called, and Arroyo comes over to the bench. Lots of high fives everywhere for the Humber Hawks.
I think we got to put Jose Arroyo on our all-hair team, too. I like that hairstyle.
Well, he reminds us of Broadway Sam Gilbert back in the days of Ryerson Rams, when Ryerson had Bill Crowdis and Sasha Ibrahimovic.
That's right. I remember those names.
Among others, and certainly Terry Haggerty had that one ace in the hole, that being Broadway Sam Gilbert from Lafayette College in the States, and he came up to play basketball at Ryerson. And the hair on him looked like a tropical rainforest. Wow. Well, this is our choice with Jose Arroyo. 2:45 left on the clock.
He is draining threes like there's no tomorrow, showing a lot of confidence in his shot. And it's working for him tonight, let me tell you.
Raining threes. Darren, whenever we talk to some of the legendary basketball players around this neck of the woods, the Willie Dellases, the Gordy Skinners, the Bobby Izzards, they always talk about Darren Thomas with the three. Well, you can certainly put up Jose Arroyo in that classification as well.
And he's just being so impressive tonight from the three-point line. I really hope he gets a tape of this game and watches it, because he's putting on an excellent performance shooting the ball tonight.
This is Maurice Smith at the line for the Sheridan Bruins. Connects. Humber with the ball. Sheridan. Pressure on the ball. This is Cadogan with the ball. What a battle down low post. Chris Thompson. No room to move, and we see a traveling violation called on Jedway Hemmings.
And those are the types of mental errors that will drive a coach crazy, especially in a championship game with 2.5 minutes to go and the game this close.
6-point difference. Hawks are leading. Here's Kevin Dennis with the jumper, and it goes.
Dennis showing some signs here now down the stretch, wants to take over as he takes that to the hole with aggression and scores 2 for Sheridan.
Hemmings outside. This is Arroyo. He'll put it up. He hits it. Darren, I gotta talk to you about shooting percentage from the field.
Arroyo is on fire. That is his first 2-point basket of the game. Not a 3 this time, but they'll take it anyway, as you get a look at the replay here.
Has a 10-foot jumper from just inside the paint.
Arroyo being very aggressive with the basketball, looking like he's ready to take another shot if he gets a good look.
Arroyo with the ball.
Shaking and baking. Good look inside.
Outside, that's Hemmings with the ball. Looking to drive to the bucket with Shane Denny, but there's a foul called on the play.
Nice drive by Denny. Took it to the hole aggressively, as you see on the replay. Split the defenders. Was reaching on the play.
That was Louis Moore on the foul. That's his 3rd personal foul, the team's 6th this half. 4-point difference in favor of the Hawks as both teams are in bonus.
Shane Denny will get a trip to the charity stripe. And these are the times when these shots are going to count. 4-point lead for Humber, 1:44 left. You need to capitalize on these free throws.
Sheridan arms all up in the air on this free throw. And Denny hits the first of 2.
Calmly knocks it down. Takes a step off the line. Sizes up the situation.
He's been an emblem of Humber basketball over the past 4 years. First playing with the legendary Mike Kate and Dave DeFaro, and here he is now.
Ice water rolling through the veins, and he knocks the second down.
Outside, Louis Moore. He had Shane Denny twisting and turning on the play. That was a shot or a pass, I don't know, but Demetrius Woodard was right there for the putback.
Tough shot there by Louis Moore, but Woodard is in the right place at the right time for the putback and cuts that lead to 4 with 1:30 left in the contest. Here you see the replay. Louis Moore took a tough shot. Good defense by Jadway Hemmings. Nobody boxed out Woodard, and he got an easy look at a rebound and a putback, as you see it here from another angle.
He just got inside Jonathan Wise on that play in order to get that putback. So Darren, the 4-point difference, as you said, with 1:30 left. Jim Flack, we talk about fashion conscious, and there he is there with the baby blue tie. Geez, when he walked in, I thought he was from North Carolina.
Their uniforms, Sheridan uniforms, look like North Carolina uniforms.
Oh, yeah.
Now that you mention it. You got that.
And vice versa.
NC baby blue.
As we see the Humber Hawks with possession of the ball, they'll inbound. And just confirming that if Humber wins, it'll be Jose Arroyo as our Rogers Television game MVP.
I think Coach Flack finally heard us. It looks like he's finally decided to go to a man-to-man defense here with the last minute and a half. Maybe a little too late, but we'll see.
Arroyo looking inside on the play, and he decided he's going to pass instead of shoot, and there it is, right off the glass.
And that's right, as Sheridan was playing his zone defense, he may have gotten a look at a three-point shot, but that resulted in a 2. Take the 2 over the 3 any day if I'm a coach.
Now Humber's going to run it, but there's no pressure on the ball, and there's a 6-point difference. Sheridan has got to put pressure on the ball. Humber's going to call timeout. Daryl Glenn, the head coach, on your screen, wants to talk it over. The fans are thinking this is a home game. They're a lot louder than they are for Sheridan.
You can
Funny
see
enough, the Humber, Mike Pinball Clemens is sitting in the same stands as the Humber fans.
It's got to be noisy over there because everybody in that section is on their feet, whereas the other section, the Sheridan side, everybody's sitting pretty calmly right now and quietly.
Getting a big kick out of it with Clemens sitting on the same side as the Humber Hawks. Guess he got his ball bearings mixed up. 79-73, 41.5 seconds left on the clock. And as we watch things happening on the board, and you can mark my words, it was going to come down to the final shot. And here we are with 41.5 seconds left on the clock. Sheridan College, the #1 ranked team in Canada. Humber College, ranked #6 in Canada. The two teams taking it right to the rack.
Let's see which team can execute here down the stretch, because that's what it's going to come down to, proper execution.
Here's Shane Denny looking to get the ball, and he finally does. Arroyo looking to pass, but he's fouled on the play. Louis Moore will get charged with the foul.
And Sheridan needs a basketball, so they're looking to foul.
That's for the Humber Hawks. Should they win, it will be Jose Arroyo with the MVP, as we see him on our screen putting up the free throw. Should Sheridan win, it's still a question mark as to who we're going to choose.
27 points so far here tonight for Arroyo. He is blazing for Humber. Off the mark on that one.
Woodard with the outlet pass. Moore pushes it. Sheridan College dealing with 31 seconds left on the clock. Moore missed on the drive.
Had a good look at an easy layup there. Wasn't able to convert, though. And another Sheridan foul will put Shane Denny to the charity stripe as they try to further this lead with 24.5 left to go in the contest.
24.6 seconds left on the clock. The Humber fans are in the stands, and they're cheering loud and proud.
I think they're hearing that lady starting to sing her tune. She's warming up the windpipes, and I think the Humber contingent knows it.
This is Denny at the line. He missed on the free throw. Maurice Smith gets over the line. The ball gets knocked out of bounds. No timeout has been called, Darren.
Good hands by Jadway Hemmings. Was able to get a hand on it and tip it out of bounds to slow down Maurice Smith.
20.4 seconds left. That was a shot that was put up errantly by Maurice Smith, and there's a foul called on the play, and I think that's about all she said, because with 16.3 seconds left on the clock, Humber College have possession of the ball. And the fans are going crazy.
Just about making free throws now for Humber. As you get a look at Coach Flack, looks a little dejected. His team will still advance to the national championship finals, like we said, because they are hosting it. But you want to come out of here with bragging rights. That's what it's all about.
And the fact that now Sheridan College plays their home games out of Brampton instead of Oakville, it makes the rivalry even closer, because the two schools are that much closer.
That's right, that's right.
Wow. Here's Sheridan pushing the ball. Jason Roach. That was a three. They put it up. 10.6 seconds left on the clock. There's a long pass. Putting it up off the glass. Jonathan Wise, and that's a stake right in the heart, Darren.
Excellent,
it's all over.
Excellent execution by Humber down the stretch. Found Jonathan Wise wide open, all by himself for the basket and the foul to further put this game out of reach.
Well, you have to go up and down that lineup as we take a look at the replay with Wise going to the glass.
Nice catch, turns, no hesitation, 2 steps off the glass and the foul.
Go up and down that Humber lineup with Hemmings, Cruikshank, Thompson, Denny, Gooding, Gittins, Wise, Arroyo, Cadogan. They have all put out for Coach Darrell Glenn.
Excellent job by Humber here tonight. They came in with a smaller lineup, and that size advantage that Sheridan has was being evident earlier in the game, but Humber was able to neutralize it with their hot shooting from the outside and just took that height factor right out of the picture.
Jim Flack, the head coach of the Sheridan Bruins, decides to call timeout with 6.4 seconds left on the clock. A 7-point lead for the Humber Hawks.
And they're playing the victory song there in the Humber camp.
One thing about Humber, they can dance. Pub night every Thursday night at Humber College.
Sounds like you've been there lately, Dana.
Oh, let me tell you. Can't miss a party is the middle name. Going to the line for the Humber Hawks is Jonathan Wise.
And the players and coaches and fans can taste the victory here with 6.4 seconds left.
The 6'2" forward out of Mississauga. We said that he put a stake in the heart of the Sheridan Bruins. Here comes the second stake.
He did an excellent job here tonight. He's a little bit undersized, but played big when it counted.
Well, that's it. Demetrius Woodard takes it out. He'll handle the ball, but that's all she wrote. Hawks win. Humber takes the 2006 OCAA Gold Medal Championship here from Centennial College in Toronto. Darren, final thoughts on what has been a mesmerizing basketball game.
Well, Humber did an excellent job. They started out the game shooting the lights out. Sheridan was able to neutralize that with their size differential, but then Humber kept on shooting the ball great. Sheridan didn't change defenses, and that was their demise, and Humber comes out with a great victory here tonight.
83-76. We can't say enough to both coaches and how they've handled these lineups as they prepare to go into the Canadian College Championships. Both of them have to be ranked among the best in the country.
Well, I'm really impressed with Humber making the best of what you've got. They don't have a lot of tall guys, but they were able to get it done.
our choice for the MVP on Rogers Television will be Jose Arroyo, the 6'1" guard out of Brampton. He is the MVP of the Humber Hawks. And Darren, you have to admire these two lineups. They are playing some cheerful music here in the building. We'll be back with the postgame right after this.
On November 6, 2000.
Welcome back to Centennial College here on the Progress Campus. 83-76 the final in favor of the Humber Hawks as they pull up the upset over the top-ranked Sheridan Bruins. And I'm here with our player of the game, everyone's player of the game, Jose Araujo. I hope I said that right. I hope that was a good attempt anyway. But you certainly got the job done today. You guys were trailing by 6 at the half. Talk about what Coach talked about to you guys at halftime to get you guys primed and ready to go for the second half.
Coach was just telling us that he called guys out. He said that, you know, we weren't reversing the ball enough. We weren't getting into the lane, coming to a complete stopper and just reversing it and finding the open look. He was just calling out guys.
Calling out, told everyone to step up, I guess, and get the job done. Certainly. Now, with you, 8 3-pointers. You only missed 1. You had another couple 2-pointers. Game high. Just want to know, were you surprised they stayed in the zone despite the fact that you were dropping those threes early and often?
Yeah, I'm surprised because actually I wasn't really that surprised that they stayed in the zone too long because we played them earlier this year 3 times and they played zone the whole game the last 2 times. So I wasn't really surprised that they stayed in it, even though I'm hitting shots.
Now, as far as your teammates go, of course, you don't get that ball yourself all the time. A lot of time it gets kicked out to you. Is there anyone out there supporting cast you got there you'd like to give some props to?
Jadway, Hemmings, the whole team, everybody. If it wasn't for them, then I wouldn't be getting those looks. You know what I'm saying? It's not just me, it's the team. So I gotta congratulate everyone on the whole Humber Hawks, everybody, coach, everybody.
And what can we expect from you Humber Hawks as we head into the national championships?
We taking it, baby. We taking it.
So there you have it, right for the horse's mouth. Let's send it over now to Dana and Darren with more analysis on this game.
Thanks very much, Lance. And Darren, you can't say enough about the Humber Hawks and the way they stepped up in this game. They tied with Sheridan throughout the regular season with 13 wins, 2 losses apiece. But Sheridan ranked #1 team in the country. Humber comes in at number 6. But right now, Humber has to be considered the #1 team.
Well, that's right. And I know at the top of the game we said that Humber could never win this game tonight the way they were turning over the basketball, but they won the game. And the difference was the 3-point shooting. They shot 51% from the 3-point line as a team, and that's unbelievable. That's unheard of.
As we take a look at the highlight package we've set up for this post game, and Darren, you have to admire the way Arroyo was able to step up 8 for 10 from the field in threes. As we can take a good look at Demetrius Woodard go to the glass.
That's right. There's 2 of Demetrius's points there, and like we said before, Uncle Pinball must have been happy with that. Sean Douglas, 2 of his points there. And here's Arroyo with some of his hot shooting from the outside. Here we see it again. Here's Denny from the outside, and Humber just slaughtered them from the 3-point line all day. And as we heard, Jose, I won't say his last name because it's kind of hard to say, so we'll call him Jose, as he stated that he was kind of surprised that they stayed in that zone as long as they did as well.
Well, numbers do the talking, and we get inside the numbers, and certainly that's the case. And turnovers are an issue, and as we're looking at the turnover situation, Humber College had more turnovers than Sheridan, yet they pulled it out.
Well, that's right. You can see the turnovers, 22-8, and we said they wouldn't win with that kind of turnover production, but the 3-point shooting set it off. And there you get a look at some of the other stats, the 6 for 21 for Sheridan from the 3-point line, 16 for 31 for Humber, and that was the big difference, as you see rebounding stats and the rest.
Just a tad under 50% from the field. That's enough to win a championship, that's for sure. Beautiful rivalry between these two over the past 10, 15 years. And like we said before, regardless of whether it's Mike Cates, Dave DeFaro running the show, now it's Daryl Glenn. He's got his first championship. The rivalry continues. With that said, let's go back for the post game with Lance Wing. Go ahead, Lance.
Thanks very much, guys. Certainly a very entertaining ball game, and I'd like to send a shout out to DJ Player, who certainly kept us all entertained with the tunes during the intermission breaks, and of course my colleagues Dana McKeel and Darren Thomas, and all the people that handle things in our Rogers crew, including our producer Jeremy Milani. On behalf of myself, Lance Wynn, I want to thank you for joining us here. We'll catch you next time.
Viewer response line at 416-446-7.